Have you ever committed to yourself, okay, this is the last time, and then found yourself doing the exact same thing the very next day? Maybe it's doom scrolling at midnight when you know you need sleep, or reacting defensively at someone you care about, or reaching for that snack when you know you're not hungry. And the confusing part is that you're smart, you're hardworking, and you're successful in other areas of life. So why is this pattern so hard to change? It's frustrating because you know better. You know the theory, you have a plan, you even know about dopamine loops and instant gratification. But when the moment comes, you do the old thing anyway. It's disheartening. And eventually the voice of shame chimes in. I must be weak. I just need more discipline. But what if discipline isn't the problem? What if the problem is a mismatch between what your mind thinks should happen and what your body is actually asking for in the moment? There's an old metaphor for this. It's the rider and the elephant. Your logical mind is the rider. It has the map, it knows the plan, and it's focused on where you want to go. But the emotional body is the elephant. It's the unconscious mind. It carries your history, your stress, and your unmet needs. And when the elephant is moving at full speed, seeking security, relief, logic alone isn't enough to steer its momentum. So if you really want to shift this behavior, you have to understand the elephant and what motivates it. When you've had a long day, you're exhausted, and you just want to relax, and you start scrolling because that is giving you immediate relief. And especially if you've been exerting your willpower all day at work, at the gym, then there's nothing left in the gas tank to regulate your behavior. At the end of the night, your willpower has been depleted. And so it does make sense to think, well, I just need more of it. I need to get stronger. But what tends to happen is that there are going to be days that we just don't feel our best. And in those moments, we can't rely on willpower. And you've probably experienced this yourself. If you haven't gotten enough sleep for a couple days, if you had some irregular physical or emotional stress, those are the times that you're most prone to fall into old habits. Now, I'm not saying that these habits are wrong or that they're bad. They're just expensive. And you know this too, because there are days when you sit down and you scroll and it feels great. You're learning something, you're getting entertainment, you share some memes with some friends. It's actually meeting the needs for relief, comfort, connection, play, novelty. And these are beautiful needs. The issue is that these habits, these behaviors or strategies often comes with a cost. For example, when you scroll, it has the tendency to make you edgy, anxious, disconnected from your body, and feeling numb. And the other example of getting defensive at someone you care about, when you snap at them, you're venting, you're releasing some of that internal emotional pressure. However, it comes with the cost of damaging the relationship, of hurting the other person. And then so we label this behavior as bad. We reject it. We create separation and distance. We disconnect from it. And as I said earlier, if we want to guide the elephant through connection, we need to make contact. And I'm guessing you've noticed for yourself that pressure, domination, self-control through willpower, at some point it just doesn't work anymore. Our nervous systems, our bodies, our unconscious mind rejects the demand that is being imposed from the rider, the conscious mind. So when we hear that voice of, you shouldn't be doing this, it's time to stop, the body just completely ignores it. It's almost like it's retaliating. One way to look at our behavior is that we're just trying to meet our needs. When we're hungry, we eat. When we're thirsty, we drink. It's the why behind what we do. And when we understand the why, we can then ask ourselves, is there another way to meet this need? If we're tired and we're looking for relief, if we're hurt, we're angry, and we're shouting in order to be heard. And if we're eating that chocolate because we want some soothing, when we slow down to get curious, we can ask, is there another way to be heard? Is there another way to feel calm? Is there another way to unwind from the stress of the day? So if you think about a scared elephant charging ahead at full speed, it needs to feel safe in order to slow down and to stop. It's not going to react to force. It's not going to react to more pressure. It's not going to react to fear and shame, because that's what it's running away from. So here's the core shift. We need to stop treating ourselves as the enemy. We need to stop this inner tug of war, because in the end, the elephant will win. And if you've been struggling, trying to change, you know this is true. You know the frustration. You know the exhaustion from trying to force yourself to change. And you know the disappointment that happens again and again when you don't. And so what about this other way? To see that this behavior isn't something to be rejected, that this part of you isn't wrong, that it's actually just trying to meet needs. And when we get curious about what those needs are, that is what enables us to make different choices to meet those needs. Without curiosity, we are just stuck in the same loop again and again.